And we're live.
Hello, everyone.
We're kind of away from everyone right now. We'll take our masks down just for a second.
Yeah, just for a second.
We're so sorry about the problem.
Oh, tell them how it would happen.
I started my automatic downloads today because I always tell it, no. Tell me tomorrow. So today, I guess I pushed a button that allowed my phone to update.
Yeah.
And of course, when did it update? About 10 minutes before our live here. And so it started the update, and I'm like, oh no, Jay, it started the update. And I thought it'll just be 5 minutes. No, it was like 25 minutes.
It was so funny. And I go, but she handled it so cool. And I thought, you know how when there's like people having problems, you know how you can either remain cool under fire or panic, right? It's a choice you make, right?
Well, you know what I told you? You know what I told Jay? I said, Jay, we tell these people every week they're really our friends because we believe that, and we're really your friends, and we're really just sitting down for a visit. And I said, how would you feel if we invited some friends to lunch, and we had a big group coming, and there was a couple that was delayed a little bit because of a problem? Would we get mad? And I'm like, no, we wouldn't.
They're our friends. Exactly.
And Jay's like, yeah.
That was actually a very good analogy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, let's tell them where we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay had this amazing idea yesterday.
It was so cool.
And hi, everyone. We're just so happy you're here.
Yeah.
And you think we'd run out of things every week to do? No. This guy is so creative.
No, you're the one that's creative. But you know, every now once in a while, I'll have a fun idea, and we're right next to this wonderful place.
This is like a mile or so away
about
from
a mile.
our house.
And it's called the Queen Creek
Olive Mill,
Arizona.
And
now, don't you think Olive, my mother, would love this?
It's an olive mill, and I was reading something this last week that she wrote about being through the mill. So here's Olive Mill. They actually have a little restaurant. Jay, did you want to go in here?
Yeah.
You said you wanted to go in here.
You go show them this for 1 second. I'm going to go check on their back. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay.
All right. So they have a little restaurant here, and they told us we could go in here. They grow all their own herbs, and they have a little restaurant that they use them in. And when here's the little garden. Isn't that cute? I would love a garden like this. Wow. So this is all their own herbs that they use to make their olive oil. So this is the olive mill here is known throughout Arizona. They make gourmet olive oil, and you can look it up after our visit here today.
I just saw the coolest dog.
Did you?
Come here. I'm gonna show you.
Jay saw the coolest dog. We're gonna take a detour. He's squirreling. Oh.
We're doing a Facebook Live. I've got to show the dog. Is that okay? This is his coolest dog. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hello. How are you? Look how cute he is. What's his name?
Bowie.
Bowie.
Yeah.
Hi, Bowie. Thank you. I love animals.
Anyway, they have this outdoor seating where they have a misting system.
Yeah.
And do you see all these beautiful olive trees?
Oh, this is beautiful here.
We've gotten a little table over here where we can sit down and show you some things.
Okay, now I don't want to squirrel again, but I just got to show you something so fun. Come here.
Okay. Hold on, we're gonna have to go around the back.
Okay.
Right here.
I
don't know what Jay's got in mind here.
Okay, I'm gonna take my mask off. Look how cool this is.
Oh my.
I want this. I want this in my house. Look at this. Is that cool? Crazy horses to the max.
Oh my heavens.
Look at this. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. Look at all these beautiful olive trees. See all these beautiful olive trees.
Isn't that wonderful? Did you get a good shot of the statue, babe?
I did.
Come from this side. This one. Come from this side.
No, don't go in there.
No.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Hey, there's a sign that says Olive Mill. Right there.
Yeah.
Should we go show them that real quick?
Let's go.
And we're going to go inside. We're going to show you how they make the olive oil.
This is the, in fact, I think what they said within 24 hours, when they press the olives, they make the olive oil.
They said when they pick the olives,
when they
have
pick,
to do it
that's
within
right.
24
when
hours.
they pick the olives,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
So here's Queen Creek Olive Mill, Arizona. This is the coolest place. Wait till we show you what they have inside. I've never seen so many different versions of olive oil in my
All these
life.
different flavored, and you can come here and try them all. They have little tastings and olives, the best olives ever. You wait.
But they're all kind. I mean, when you think of olives, you just think of, your black or green ones. All kinds.
These are infused with oils, and they're all their own herb gardens, like we just showed you that beautiful herb garden. So
hey, by the way, we've been picking up letters and packages.
we have so much mail.
It's so cool.
We feel so loved.
I'm telling you, we do, and I just thank you. I just want to thank you all for all those wonderful. Wow, the people are sending pictures and things about them and us,
and
memories that
nice
they have,
notes,
and
little gifts, which you don't have to do that. We just love, but we appreciate it. But it's just a little note, and we read those letters. We have like a stack, a big stack on our kitchen table there.
And I just thinking how wonderful Christian values are being expressed right here. I mean, wonderful, thoughtful people. Thank you so much. I mean, you know what that does to us? That uplifts us. And I just saw Kathy Plunkett's on. Hi,
Hey,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Yeah. And Kathy Danielson. And
Jake
Jerry Lundgren. Hi,
Hey, Jerry, we missed you guys. Get over here.
What are you all doing?
Anyway,
we have so many friends out there.
we've been so busy. Oh, we haven't even had a minute. We've been helping Aunt May a little bit, but that's like it. Like we haven't had a minute.
Besides working, you mean?
Besides working.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, by the way, I got a letter from several people about, are these stressful for us?
These live.
Are these live events stressful? And actually, they're therapy. It's therapeutic to do this, because not only do we get a chance to read the questions, and hopefully we're going to have some question answers soon, but it's fun for us because it's a recap. Because last night we were going through our memories. And it's just so fun to see these things unfold, our life unfold, and this is for us as much as we want to do it for you. So they are not stressful; they're actually wonderful for us. Thank you though for your concern. And yes, I did have a blood pressure problem.
Well, we have a couple of the questions I'm going to ask you. You're going to.
Oh.
You don't even know what I. You don't know what I have
So
in
you're
store.
doing something on surprise.
Jay usually gets all the questions ready, and today he didn't have time because he was doing something else, and I got all the questions ready, so he doesn't know what I'm going to ask him. So I have to stop you right there because it might be the answer to one of the questions I'm going to ask you.
Oh, so the ones that I haven't seen yet?
Yeah, because we read through a lot of them last night, but we had new ones this morning, and so I kind of just went in there and picked some questions.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we're going to go sit over here by
you know
our...
what? I'm kind of getting used to wearing these things.
I'm getting used to wearing them.
I'm putting them on my chin.
But we are going to be over in a spot where there's no one else around for about like 500 feet. So I think we're okay.
I think we're okay. Yeah.
Aren't these olive trees beautiful?
Do you know this whole area? Did you show them the
Not
old
yet,
press?
because we're not doing that yet.
Oh.
Jay gets so excited about the whole thing that he just wants to show you all at once. It's like, wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
And they're so nice here. They've given us a little a tour guide that if we have any questions, we'll ask.
Yes, the manager's really nice here. She's,
yeah.
Okay, we have some fun
and sorry we're so late. We thought we'd give you a few minutes right when we start to be able to log in and don't lose those.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, come this way, Angel.
I'm okay.
There we go.
You know me. The girl doesn't like to be on video.
Hey, okay, so now is that means it's frozen when it just stays like that?
Nope, it's not frozen.
Okay, all right. All right, well, we have some interesting questions. Should we do question and answer first, or do you want to do the quiz?
Yeah, let's do the questions, and then we can get up and be more mobile.
All right, good.
So Jay can actually read without his readers. He uses glasses, but they're not real strong. Mine, I can't read without my readers.
Yeah, she can't.
So let's do
now,
this.
I told you she has 20/20 vision, right? She sees 20 of me and 20 of this. That's an old joke.
He's so adorable. I love all your dad jokes.
You've all heard that joke, I'm sure.
Anyway, so don't let me forget to put this on before we go
I just have one question. That is now, it moves, it's slowly moving up. Is that a...
That's normal.
That's normal.
Yeah. You just don't ever see that.
Oh, because I normally just see it go fast like this.
No, that's on the computer.
That's the computer. I'm learning.
It's okay. See, as long as we have the little red square in the top, we're good.
Okay, I just want to say one thing before we do the questions, okay?
You guys can all, like, see us and hear us, right?
Let's see, do we have thumbs? Oh, you can't see thumbs up here on your phone.
No, you should. You should see thumbs up. Anyway, we're hoping everything's working.
I had a, let's see, summer is winding down, but deals... Oh, that's a... That's, I thought that was a question. It was an advertisement.
Okay, just stick with me,
Oh,
sweetie.
sorry.
Stick with me.
I am a
want?
little squirreling today. I have to be honest. I have to really... But I'm trying really hard. Okay, first of all, let me get serious. I had the cutest moment. I mean, it was, unbelievable. This goes down as probably one of my top 10 memories. We had a sub all of a sudden, a teacher all of a sudden call in sick.
Oh,
Like,
what did they teach?
It was English, right?
Okay.
Maybe about 20 minutes before the class starts. I can't make it in. I can't make it in, you know. So, no one was there, the sub. So they look at me and says, okay, you did science, you did really well on the science class subbing. Now you're gonna have to sub a whole English class, not only for an hour, but for 2.
Oh,
it's 8th grade English where they do reading and writing, you know, the 2 periods
so they
back and
have
forth.
2 hours
Right.
that he had to sub without any preparation.
So I look and I'm going, okay. So I said a little prayer. I said, okay, I'm going to need some help here.
And I was there,
said,
and we opened the book up, and we went over his lesson together. And
okay, this is really something. So I opened up the book, and it was just like, oh gosh, this story, they are not going to like this story. It's just like, I tried to read through it, and they had to analyze the story. And then I thought, okay, and then there's some vocab, and I thought, okay, now we can, and my friend, Jessie Moore came in and she says, why don't you ask them to do some antonyms and synonyms too, to the vocabulary.
Hey, I know I'm interrupting you, and I apologize.
Are you squirreling?
No, I kind of am, but I know what a lot of people are going to say. Jay, why are you sweating? Is it your health?
Oh, yeah.
Jay, no, it's like 118 degrees
It's
here.
118.
So he's sweating. I'm sweating. I don't sweat as much, but that's why he's sweating. So don't worry. He's okay. Sorry.
I'm okay. And
Go ahead.
by the way, I did check my blood pressure. I'm pretty good today.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, thank
Sorry.
you for no, thank you for...
I just thought they're going to worry about you because you're sweating, but...
That's exactly, and that's probably true.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
So
Sorry.
anyway,
Jessie
Moore comes in and says, why don't you ask antonyms and synonyms? So I write that down real quick, and then she says, be sure to analyze and stop the story here and there and there. Good. Really some good suggestions. I get in there, and I go, forgetting how to do all the, what do you call it, all the technical things about it. My phone? Right here. Oh,
go ahead, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. And I start going into a little bit about them, so I had them each introduce themselves, and then I asked them why they were here, and then I got different answers, and so I started going into more of a personalized thing about each of them, and then about how important school is, education, and having a well-balanced, education, not just academic, but athletics, fine arts, leadership, financial, everything. Then we started getting into the lesson, and we had the time of our lives with antonyms and synonyms, and I really drilled it in. And then it was also about characterization. How important is characterization, and there's the different kinds of characterization, and that was part of the lesson too. But then we got into the story, and then I said, okay, you know how important it is. Some of you are shy, and that's cool. Some of you are a little assertive, and that's cool. It doesn't matter. But what's important is that when you stand up, I want everybody to be quiet and respectful, because that's one of the values, of ALA. And I says, if you're not respectful, I'll have to yellow card you, which is a real serious thing. And then I have this thing when they get noisy, I have a count. I go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then when it hits 0, it has to be quiet. So I noticed I had the respect there for the class. And I saw these little kids, the little quiet ones, and I helped them raise their voice and get it out. And this little shy kid, he started out this, and I stopped him. I says, okay, you're safe here. You can really push forward. Now read this story with passion. Read it. And so we're with you. And his little voice. It was wonderful. And he gets out there and he goes, and he starts, putting the effort. It was so cute. And at the end, we had a great 2 hours. I mean, this was like fantastic. And he comes up to me at the end. He says, "Mr. Osmond, I hated English until today."
Oh, your teacher heart just grew like 2 sizes.
Yeah, and I thought, and 3 or 4 they came up to me afterwards, and I go, okay. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I think teaching is really getting to communicate and connecting with that student.
Yeah.
And so then I remembered that little saying my mother had: "If the student hasn't learned, the teacher hasn't taught." And so I thought, Anyway, it was just a wonderful experience. So I wrote it down as my top 10. And then I read a note here from Marie Hinch. She's going through chemo with breast cancer. Please pray for her.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up too is when you were talking about your English class.
Yeah.
It was hysterical. He came home and told me, or later in the day, he told me about this story where they were talking about, Jay was saying, "What's your favorite book? What's your favorite?" And a lot of kids didn't have a favorite book. He goes, "How about even a movie?" Because he was trying to teach about characters.
Yeah.
Well, one of the kids actually said Mulan.
Oh,
and,
this is killer.
And so Jay said, "Okay, with Mulan, tell me the characters in Mulan." And so they're trying to say, like, remember, like, the characters, because a lot of the kids hadn't seen it for quite a few years. But there were a few that were saying the characters. Well, Jay didn't have his ringer off on his phone. Okay, now, if you guys can imagine this, Jay didn't have his ringer off on his phone, and he gets a phone call, and he pulls his phone out of his pocket, and guess who's calling him? Tell him.
Donnie. I said, "Donnie, brother Donnie." I said a message on my phone. Right after we were talking about Mulan, and he calls.
So Jay wouldn't normally get the phone.
I normally don't do that,
but
my phone
the
was on. See, so I said, "Hey, hold on a second, class." and I
Can you imagine
and
the
I
timing?
said, "D, you're never going to believe this." He says, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm in class. I'm teaching English, and you're never going to believe what we're talking about." And he starts laughing, because when I told him about, and I said, they're talking about you right now and how
about characters,
Captain Chang. Yeah, well, no.
About Mulan.
Mulan, his character, Captain, and so I hold the phone. And I said, "Hi, class. Say hi to Donnie." And they all, And then Donnie started saying, "Let's get down to business."
Is that amazing? You couldn't have planned that any better.
And then there was one, and at the end, there's a kind of a little tough gal there. She says, "Hey, I have to say something. I hated the movie." And I go,
"There's always one in every crowd. They just think they have to." But
she had told me that before the class. But she says, "But the only thing good in there was your brother."
Oh, there you go.
So I said, "Okay, now I had Donnie right there too, and I said, let this be a lesson, class. If you've got something you don't like about someone or something, can you say this in a tactful way, in a kind way?" So I had her repeat it again. I had her say this.
Oh, what a great teaching
And I said,
moment.
"Okay, say it again. I didn't like the movie, but you were good in it." There, I thought, now you can express your feelings.
Yeah.
You can express but can you do it in a tactful way? So that was one of the lessons I taught.
And how great, because maybe their parents hadn't taught them that. No. I think a lot of times people don't realize what they're doing, and we've been trying to help people understand that. We know that.
Yeah.
You guys know that for the past.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, okay, I'll get closer to you. I don't mind getting closer to you. I love getting closer to you.
But you're there.
We're fine. Anyway, but I think that we just need a reminder once in a while. We've been trying to get that through to you guys, and most of you get that. But for the past, 6 weeks or so, it's like, okay, if you have to vocalize something that's not a positive, do it kindly.
Yes.
And sometimes you just don't have to say it,
Exactly.
Anyway, I want to ask you these questions.
I would say one more thing.
To be a reporter.
One more thing I was just say. We also talked about choices. And when we make choices, in that class, when you make choices, there's always a consequence with every choice you make. Good one, good choice, good consequence. Bad choice, bad consequence.
There's always a consequence.
It's always a consequence.
Yeah.
And I said, we were talking about my science class. We talked about the time before how there was a cause and effect, an action and reaction, a choice and a consequence. And then I wrote on the board, my favorite quote from Mother is, intelligence is the wise application of knowledge. So when you apply truth or what you know is right, and you're making a choice, you're going to have a positive reaction. Which is wonderful. Okay. Anyway.
And hey, we hope our phone doesn't die. When we're outside in Arizona, and like I said, it's going to be like 118 today. We have a heat wave. Sometimes the phone shuts down. So for some reason it does. We'll go inside where it's cooler.
Yeah.
We just knew it was noisy in there.
Yeah.
So bear with
really
us
noisy
today.
in there.
Bear with us today. Okay, so I'm going to play reporter.
Are you a reporter?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you some tough questions. Do you think he's asking some interviews? Oh, you just wait. You just wait. Okay. I have sunglasses on my head. Look at all these.
Glasses.
Okay. Okay. Jay, I hope you're feeling better. You can't look. My question, now this is from Margaret Stewart. Thank you, Margaret. This was a great question. You're feeling better. My question is, you've been so many places worldwide. What is your favorite? And if you could visit anywhere or take time off and enjoy the country properly and be a tourist and visit the sights, sceneries, enjoy the culture, not just there for your music, where would you go?
Well, where would I go for just the culture of every?
There's so many beautiful cultures.
You only have with that wonderful question. It's a good question because the only problem I have is that there's so many cultures out there that I love, because it's like saying, which one do I like better?
Which one of your kids do you like better? Which one of your brothers do you like better?
Exactly.
Although there's
don't say that one. No, I'm kidding. I love them all.
There are weeks we could answer that one pretty clearly.
I love them all.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have been blessed to actually visit these different countries and cultures and see. But one thing, they all have a common denominator, and they're all children of God. They're all wonderful. They're all just, everybody has a different take on life, and it's just neat to see that. And I think one of the blessings of traveling, and you don't even have to travel these days. You can do it all by YouTube or read really good books. But it's important to expand your mind that there are different cultures out there. The people are all the same, basically. But we just have a little different twist on it, a little different angle.
And I love that answer, but being a good reporter, I'm going to make him at least say a few places.
Pull it out.
Well, that's a great answer, and it's your answer, so it's the perfect answer. But if there are a few places, maybe even name a few that you've been missing
impressed me
lately. What have you been missing
Okay,
lately?
all right.
Have you been missing any places?
Okay, now that's a good question,
Or
too.
are there any places you've never gone that you wish you could go to?
I have been missing Sweden really bad.
You have been missing Sweden.
We have been watching videos of our wonderful friends.
The Wells and Bosa and Lulu at the Andersons, and we found videos last night when we would all get together and we would sing, and Robert would play the piano so beautifully, Jay would play the cajon, and we would all just sit around in a circle and we would sing.
You and Maria would sing we'd all sing Silent Night together, and Bosa was there singing along with us.
Yes, and Lulu.
And Lulu was right there, and the Swedish culture has had a great impression, not only on me, but upon my family as well. The Japanese culture has also had a very strong impact.
Well, you've had those times where you as a boy would go and teach in their schools.
I went over to a Japanese school, elementary school, and taught. They did this big thing about this magazine, how I could teach English to them, and that had a major impact. To this day, that's one of my top 5 memories too. And but it's just that you can't say I love one more than the other. It's just, what have you been introduced to? Now it's people.
And we were looking at our Chester stuff. Remember, you were about getting teary last night.
Wow! I was looking at our videos. When we had the time that year to put the play together. To write that play, And I started thinking about music as the same way. You know, those who are raised in a certain music.
Start writing the play.
Start writing the play. Start writing
We're
the play.
still writing it.
We're still writing the. Yeah, that's still going on. But music's the same way. What have you been used to? What? And you know what? And it's also the same thing in a negative way. If you've been raised in a culture that is kind of hateful and mean, you grow up with this hateful and mean attitude. But if you expand yourself, get out of yourself, and look at all these different cultures and how everybody's just trying and loving, you open your mind and you to be a positive person.
Yeah.
My mother once says, how can you be a positive person with a negative mind?
Yeah,
you can't.
Good point. And everything olive today, because we're in the middle of this beautiful olive mill, and Jay just thought, I'm going to try to think of the more and more quotes and sayings that my mother told me all my life. I'm going to try to remember those all day long.
And so my father too.
He told me he might pop in and talk olive today, since we're in the middle of this beautiful olive mill.
Yeah, she would love this.
Okay. Lynn Pluta.
Hi, Lynn.
Jay, most of us want to know how you're doing since the stroke. We know that heart disease runs in the Osmond family. So besides stress, did the doctors find any heart conditions with you? And you're all in my prayers. Stay healthy and know that we love you all.
Just that I have hypertension a little bit, and I've got high blood pressure and some cholesterol problems going on, and so and I got to be careful with stress, because when I'm under stress, it goes up really fast.
Yeah, Jay had about a week ago, he had an external pressure that really sent his blood pressure back up to, gosh, were you up in the how high was it, 180s?
190s.
190s, and that's scary, Bill. And it was something that he couldn't control. It wasn't licorice, it wasn't
No, it wasn't licorice.
And he had laid off of licorice. He eats 3 little pieces a week, this tiny. So he's really regimenting that. He's not eating salt in his food. We're walking every day. I mean, he's doing all the things that he needs to do, but it was something that was a low blow.
It was hard on me emotionally, and I won't say what it was.
Yeah, no.
But it was.
So those kind of
but
things.
It was very, very difficult for me to understand how and why that happened.
Yeah.
And where that came from, and really deep insecurities from some people. But anyway, I'm not going to go into it.
But one thing, Lynn was saying that she knows that there's heart disease. Is there heart disease in your family?
Yeah, there is.
Heart disease?
Yeah.
Or just high blood pressure?
Well, no, my father had a triple bypass,
and
Tom did, and quadruple, and so it runs in the family. Yeah.
So high blood pressure and heart disease.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay. All right. Marjorie Steinberg. Jay and Karen, I'm asking for prayers and comfort. Thank you for your family, Jay, for the music all the years. Your wonderful family for your wonderful family. I've admired and followed all my life. I've seen you all perform at the Kentucky State Fair back in the 70s.
I love the Kentucky State Fair.
Your family's spirit and dedication to each other and the music has helped me heal in so many ways. I lost my parents years ago, and since then your music has been my saving grace. I am alone. I lost my son 8 years ago, and life has not been good, but I try to not give up on hope and faith. I pray for you all many times, and I go to YouTube and just listen to your music. Thank you, and God bless you.
Oh, gosh. Some hard stuff out there. Well, and I saw when you wrote to her, I think you wrote her a little note.
No, there was a few more.
Oh, that was the other one, yeah. But you know what, this life is so fragile, and but it's very short when you think about eternity, and we all lose loved ones. It's just part of life. It's just the thing we have to deal with, and when you lose your parents or a son or a daughter or a cousin or a friend, it's really, really difficult. But when you see the big the big view of life, perspective of life, and you see that we're just here for a short time, and then we'll be rejoined again soon. And I was thinking the other day, in fact, when there was a graduation, when I first joined ALA schools, it came in right was during graduation, and I saw these kids graduate, and they were so happy, and I thought about life that way, and I thought, when we die, we'll be graduating and moving on to life. And I'm sure, and it's sad for some people, but it's joyous in another way. But it's hard for us to see. Tell you what, it's just really hard for me. I looked at pictures of my kids. It's in a way, it was hard to see them already big and grown
Start
and
their own families.
I kind of got sad. I wanted them to be little kids again, in a way.
Yeah.
But there's some good parts with that.
But that's life.
But that's life.
You're supposed to graduate.
You're supposed to move forward.
And we don't mean to like minimalize that, Marjorie. And we know you know that. And I think that the hardest part is being alone and being left behind and not having those people with you when you're alone. And
that's the hard part.
I talked to a girl yesterday at lunchtime, and she was sitting there all by herself at lunch, and I was doing the lunch inside the cafeteria to make sure they didn't throw food. Yes, high school kids still throw food. I caught a couple of them. And she was just all by herself, and I thought, I got this prompting to talk to her. And so I sat down next to her and I talked to her, and she talked about how all of her friends were older than her and they'd all graduated and she was the younger one, and she just was, this was only the second week of school and finishing our second week, and she was alone and she was lonely. And so I told her, hey, I know your friends were all graduated last year, but reach out and look at all these kids around you and look at maybe some of the kids that are alone as well, and go sit by them, Monday, and maybe make that a goal. And I think that it's great to do that. Sometimes when you're alone, you go look for someone else who's alone. And Marjorie, we know you're a kind, sweet person, and you're these kind words, and that you're watching the YouTubes. That's great that you have that to reach out to. And I just think it's important to maybe find someone else that feels alone. And Marjorie, it's Marjorie Steinberg. Maybe some of you out there that are alone, reach out to Marjorie. And
yes,
this is a place where we feel that we're like, I keep telling Jay, we're like this little army, all of us. We're like this little band that, we've been reading about the Stripling Warriors. And
I love that story.
This little,
Book of Mormon, yeah.
The little army that they were. We think we're this army. And if we can all like be there for each other, support each other, lift each other, pray for each other. Everyone pray for Marjorie and pray for, I didn't have the name here with the breast cancer.
Oh, well, that's Marie Hinch.
Marie Hinch. And we love praying for you. We pray for you every morning and every evening. And we're just unstoppable if we are this army together.
Treese and our wonderful friends.
Treese Aguilas, and I mean, there's so many, and we pray for you all.
We do. We pray for you every night and morning in our prayers. And one thing about prayer is really interesting. I was taught as a young kid that, and it made it very practical. Prayer is kind of like a phone, back before cell phones. Mm-hmm. And I remember my parents were talking about, they picked up the phone for one of the family home evenings. Mm-hmm. They picked up the phone. And it says, this is kind of like prayer. Now, when you pick up a phone, do you just talk? Well, that's great, but what about listening? Do you listen when you pray?
Good point.
Do you listen to,
That's when I get all of my answers while I'm praying. For some reason,
really?
It just pours in.
I get it both on and off.
Right.
It comes, but it opens up the communication to heaven, where God listens, and it's just, if you're taught that simple principle, it's so powerful in life, especially for Marjorie, what you're going through right now with that feeling of loss. I have a friend, Kathy, who has a lot of fear, and in the best way to overcome fear is through prayer.
Well, and you can't have fear and
faith
at the same time. One will drive the other out. So
exactly.
And with our big band of our army here, we just wanted to. We had no idea this was going on. We wanted to thank Angela Sweeney because she's typing our sessions so people who are hard of hearing that can't hear us, so they can read what we're saying. And what a wonderful service that is. And Angela, you're just such a bright light.
Oh,
you're
Angela,
always
thank you
doing
for that.
Nice things for everyone. And this is just something we had no idea. And we're sure there are other people that are doing kind things for each other. We love that. That's our favorite part. That's our favorite part of being here and reading the things you do for each other. It's
especially when, this time where we have to all wear masks. how hard that is for deaf people right now. To that's why the sign language is a blessing.
And we know that
so,
there are the masks that have the clear. We've ordered a couple of those.
Yeah.
We don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so last week we were in Tombstone, and Janice Stett had said something about, we went to Tombstone. Does Jay have any memories from the travels of Jamie McFeeters? And I had
There's
some.
one on top there.
I had some pictures of the Jamie McFeeters, but this one.
That was the one on Haunted Mansion.
So there's Kurt Russell with the brothers, and one thing that she's asking is, if there's any memories, and Jay's memory that he told me about included Kurt Russell. So I would like you to explain what that memory was.
Oh, Jamie McFeeters?
During the taping of Jamie McFeeters,
Yeah.
And Kurt Russell, and how that all evolved.
Well, as you know, Kurt was kind of like a brother he was a brother for that time. And anyway, we were all throwing rocks together in this, waiting for them to set up the cameras.
Throwing rocks, where were you?
We were in this place called Lot 3, behind MGM in Culver City. It was big. They had this big. It looks like a pond, and it was like beautiful little forest, but it's called Lot 3. And there was a beautiful little pond. They were setting up the cameras, so we were throwing rocks really hard. And the director's son was there, he was the same age. And I didn't see him. He was down where the pond goes down like this, and I was up here throwing rocks, right? With Kurt. Kurt was right here, and Alan was there. But anyway, he stands up as white as I threw a rock.
Oh no, this doesn't sound good.
It didn't end well, but anyway, hit him right in the head.
Oh.
I was only 8 years old, but I have a strong arm, and I chucked that rock, and I felt so bad. I went into shock. And the kid just went berserk.
Oh no.
And he's got so mad, he came at me, and his director he came at me just yelling and cussing, and I'm just sitting there going, and right as before he gets to me, Kurt Russell steps in and stops him. And Brock said, "Oh, where do you think you're going, buddy?" And these kids fighting Kurt, and then I was just sitting there going, I was 8 years old. He was bigger than me. Oh. And I'll never forget Kurt stepping in and broke his anger, and I apologized about 50 times to him, and finally we became friends. The director's kid, I can't remember his name, but we became friends. But I remember how Kurt, that was very nice of Kurt to do that.
Was he a nice guy?
Kurt,
nice kid.
Great kid.
What a great
Well,
guy.
he's between Alan's and Wayne's age, so he's older.
Okay. All right. One thing we were going to make sure to do is talk about Wayne and talk about his birthday yesterday.
Oh.
We videoed a happy birthday. We usually sing to everybody, but we videoed it, and
I love Wayne. I miss that character. I wanted to call him, but he can't hear on the phone, so I wanted to call him. Happy birthday. I think he's watching. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if he is,
Kathy
sweetie.
maybe.
He's probably out working on his wood projects.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to do this one on your own,
okay.
and here's the other half of it here.
All right,
I
this
need
is from
to
Lisa.
figure
This is
something
from
out.
Lisa Miller. Okay. First, I admire you for entering the education field. Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I have been teaching for 29 years, and this is beyond difficult. My question, as cheesy as it may sound, were the colors that you and your brothers wore a true reflection? Were the colors that you wore a true reflection of your favorite colors? Believe it or not, that was an argument my sister and I had often as children. Don't disappoint me, Jay. It may have been many years ago, but I want bragging rights.
Oh my goodness, that's hysterical.
So the question was really, was it a true reflection? Okay, now, I don't quite know what reflection was.
Well, was it really truly your very favorite color?
Okay, but reflections go deeper. That has nothing to do with personality, right?
I think she just means, was that really your favorite color?
Okay, actually, I started out with blue.
How many of you knew that? Do you remember when Jay had a blue sash and his was blue, and I don't remember.
Alan's was blue, and Alan liked.
Well, no, Alan's was blue later. Yours was blue first.
That's right, it was blue.
Alan's wasn't blue.
It really didn't turn to green until Elvis told us to pick a color. and green was the only one really kind of left. You know, I mean, everyone picked the color. Donnie loved purple at that time. I guess I don't know if he still does, but and then Merrill wanted black, and you know, he was into the black belt thing, and anyway, so I went with green. I said I like green. But actually, I like them all. I like them all. It doesn't matter. Colors weren't that important to me. So as a reflection of green, I couldn't honestly say that was just. I didn't really like fight for that color. I just thought it was cool. And again, you know that the Ninja Turtle story about how that they all chose. You know, they were Bill Ballou, who was Elvis's costume designer. His really liked what the Ninja Turtles are all colored like Donatello purple. Anyway, you know that whole story, right? Anyway, I won't go through it again, but colors were a big thing because here's the important part about it, what it did for me, having green. We had to be so united as a group and in unison, and the identity thing is what was the important part, not so much the color, but it separated me from Donnie. It separated me from Merrill or Wayne or Alan, because it gave me my own identity. So when I see green, or when people talk about green, it really means J. So J of the Osmond brothers. That's what it really meant to me. So as a reflection, what did green mean to me? It meant identity. So I don't know if that's an answer, but that's from the heart. And so, but that was a really good question, though, Lisa. And I know it sounded like you think it sounded cheesy, but it wasn't. It was really a deep one, because it really means identity to me. And I grew up thinking green, and I had so many friends and sweet fans out there that sending green things. It was great because it meant J. Okay, that's really what it meant. Here's another one. This is back in this. Now, is this the same question back here from Lisa? Back in the 60s, 70s, it was something we only dreamed of being close to you guys. We watched Andy Williams with.
Yeah, it's part of the
with
same
Nan,
one.
and she said to look at them as lovely boys. Lisa's Nan said they're lovely boys. I'm looking at Nan. I'm looking at 51 years later. I'm still sad. I never got to meet you, but this is the next best thing. Love you too. Oh, that's so cute. That's sweet, Lisa.
And if that was someone else's question, I apologize. That's just how the printer printed it out.
Okay, and then Louise Millam says, "Hi Jay, hope you are feeling better. A lot of us have been reminiscing about Earl's Court concert that you did in the UK in 1975. Did you or any of your brothers have a full concert of this on film?" Yes, we did actually. The problem is when we got back, things were kind of discombobulated, and we have parts of it. They did film the whole concert, but we had pieces of it, you know, like here and there and everywhere. As so many of our archives are now.
Sorry, I have to look at something.
Okay. Oh, is there a? Oh, are we okay?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So anyway, we have a full film somewhere, but as with all of our archives, they're everywhere. As with journals, all of our family journals. I mean, I have a piece of Alan's journal or somewhere. He's got a piece of mine in his garage. We all have pieces of Mother's journals. Every one of us has. Every family member has pieces of Father's and Mother's journals, and then
everybody has photos.
We all have photos.
Share all the photos. Like, it's like everybody has all these pieces, which is fitting because you're all a piece of them.
And I think Father and Mother would want it that way.
So you're trying to share everything you have with everyone. Tom, you know, there was another question about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There was another question about who is the historian of the family. Oh, did I not do that one?
Oh,
that was a great question.
That was a great. Who wrote that?
Tom prides himself. He'll even sign his emails, historian Tom.
Osmond historian.
He's adorable.
He's great.
By the way.
Tom is really the one who has probably the most of the archives, and he and Donnie and Donnie has a lot of them. But we have pieces, as we all do. But those are. I think that's how Father and Mother would want that to be, and to be shared with, because they loved us all. There's not one of us, including Marie, brothers, and Marie, that they favored. Now we all think
Yeah, we were your
all think.
favorite.
His
Yeah.
mother told me I was her favorite, but then I found out from Wayne. She told Wayne. Okay.
That cute.
That cute. So we all think that we're favored by our parents, but I think that's the cool part about it all. And so I really believe, you know, mother told us all to save her journals, and every one of us, and so we all have that desire to keep and preserve, and I think that's the purpose of it, so that we all remember that. So we all, whatever we have, we keep and preserve. So anyway, I hope my kids will save mine. I was thinking when I'm gone, will they save my pictures? And I'm hoping. I want each one of them to do it, whatever they have of me, to save that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Allison Borrow said this: did you enjoy curries when you lived in England? If so, what is your favorite? How hot, spicy do you like curry?
I just thought that was cute because remember when we were when we went to see Billy Pierce?
Yeah.
There was this place that had curry. It was that whole town had curry.
Yeah.
Do you remember where that was?
Oh, it was Bradford.
Bradford, yes. And we all went out for curry, and anyway, and then we have this place in Provo.
Uh-huh.
What is it? Bombay Company, Bombay House.
Yeah, Bombay.
But tell everyone what do you order and how spicy do you like your curry?
Mild.
Mild.
Very, very mild.
Okay.
Hey,
Keep
the
going.
thought just came about Wayne's 2 pictures.
I know, but I'm not ready.
Oh.
I'm not ready. I'm sorry.
But you know, if we put the slide right up to the camera, I bet you they can see through that slide. I bet you they could. Let's try it.
Okay.
We're going to try something. It may not work. And of course, you know me. I'm really low tech
Well,
and proud of it.
Jay, really, we have all these beautiful slides of Wayne that we need to send him.
Okay, now watch. Let's put it right up to the screen.
They're not pictures, and so I had this idea.
Okay, now hold on. We're going to try this.
This is how I look at them. Now, talk about low tech. Oh, great.
The light is not working.
It's not working.
Oh, darn.
Sorry, we're gonna have to
you know
show
what?
it. No, we're gonna
put
have to
the
show
slide
them
right up
later.
Can we?
sweetie.
You know what? I have an idea. Watch.
Okay.
This may not work. Let me just.
Hold on,
try
and
this.
I'll do this.
Yeah, the camera light. Good idea.
Oh my gosh, sweetie.
Okay, ready?
You're taking our low tech.
Oh,
to
this is low tech to the max.
to a new degree.
And nobody laugh at this. I know we're gonna get, but this I'm gonna shine this. Okay.
I don't think it's gonna work.
No, yeah,
sweetie.
it will. Look at this.
Okay.
See how that works?
No, it's not
working. It's coming through.
No,
It's
do you
coming.
guys see Wayne with his plane?
Go up with the light.
I
There.
am.
There.
Do you see Wayne with his plane?
Is that low tech or what?
Wow, we
Look at
are
this
so low tech.
Look at this low tech.
Now, we loved this one. I asked Jay, what is he doing? Like, what is that about?
Go up with a little sunshine. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you can see that. Tell us, Jay, what this is a picture
Okay,
of.
what this is, here, let me look at this, and I'll tell him. Okay, this is when we're, you can't see this, doggone it, but try it again, try it again, because I want to explain this. Do you remember Marie said in one of her things about in Huntsville, where Wayne built an airplane in Huntsville. Well, this was my favorite, I used to play on this. Wayne built this airplane out of wood in Huntsville.
In your front yard,
In front yard, and that was his cockpit.
So he would pretend he was flying a plane. Isn't he adorable? We just adore Wayne.
We love Wayne, and everybody loves Wayne. Everybody. I've never known one person. This is one person.
You know,
that doesn't love Wayne.
There is a person that has the cutest Wayne story.
Oh gosh.
And we
Listen
asked
to this.
them if we could call them.
Yeah.
And they could tell their Wayne story. So is
Yeah.
that okay with all of you? I don't know how many of you know Sharon Norton. We just adore Sharon.
She's a really good friend.
And she is the mommy to 3 furry friends.
Is it 3? I thought
3,
2. Maybe 3.
2. We'll have to clear it up.
Well, that's
2 or 3. Is she the mother
now,
of 3 or 2?
put the microphone in it. Yeah, I think it's 3.
So we're talking. We're calling Sharon Norton.
Hello.
Hey, Sharon.
Sharon,
Hi.
how are you?
Doing good. I'm enjoying the video.
Oh, is
good.
Are we coming out loud and clear?
Yes, you are.
Oh, good. Well, how are you? How's the hurricanes down there?
Okay, I got really lucky. None of them hit me. So I was very fortunate.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Now, I was just telling Jay, you're the mom to 3 furry friends. Is it 3 or 2?
I have 4 guinea pigs and 1 hamster.
Oh, so 5. Wow.
What are their names?
Okay, the guinea pigs are Priscilla, Pandora, Perdita, and, oh my gosh, who did I miss? Priscilla, Petunia.
Petunia. Oh, how cute.
Oh.
And then the hamster is Sage.
I used to have 2 ferrets. I loved those little things.
Oh, they're so funny.
Yeah, they
I
are.
love them.
Hey, Sharon, we heard that you wrote to us and you said that you have a funny Wayne story. Is that right?
Yes, I do. Well, it's a kind of a sweet story about Wayne. When you guys were performing in Busch Gardens,
Uh-huh.
you would do several shows during the day. Well, in between shows, I asked Wayne if he would do that joke. I love that joke he does about the pilot show.
The pilot.
Beer pit play pilot. And so he told me, well, he said, there's kind of scheduled in and we plan it out. And he said, I don't know if we'll be able to get to it. I said, well, that's okay. I understand. But I just, I love your jokes and I love, you playing the guitar. So then I figured, okay, he's not going to do that joke, but, that's fine. Well, the next show, I was in the front row, but like way off the side on Wayne's side. And he was playing the guitar, and, he gets like really into the guitar, and he's in his own little world. And all of a sudden, he just kind of looked up, and he looked over, and he saw me, and he smiled at me. And then after the song, Neville was up, and he was talking, and Wayne got up and interrupted him and told the joke.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he looked over at me, and I give him the sign language for I love you, and I said thank you. And that was the last time I saw him. He retired shortly after, and so that memory is, he basically interrupted the show just for me, and that's just such a special memory, but that's just how Wayne was. That's how he is. He's just always, making people happy, and it was just a really, really super sweet memory.
That is so cool.
Wow.
Thank you, Sharon, for sharing that. I love that. I know you have several ones that you've shared with us. Do you have another one that we could listen to?
Well, when we would go see there's a lot, us girls, we'd get 4 in a hotel room together and split the room, and so a lot of times I would get up early and get dressed and get ready and then get out of the way so all the other girls could get ready. And so I like to get up early and go for a walk. And several times, Wayne, he had a hard time sleeping. So, and he'd be out, and so the one day, I was out walking, and he was out, so he caught me, and this was really super early in the morning, before the sun was up. And he told me, how we had a hard time sleeping at night, and he'd get out walking. So then, the next time, it was a different city, and we followed the guys to the city. And so I was out walking again, and I saw Wayne, I thought, well, I don't want to act like a donkey, I'm just walking. I went the other way, because I thought, I want to get in his privacy. And he's like, oh, hi, friend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And because I know when it's just, a lot of times he's not super extroverted, and so, that was really special to me that he,
That's right.
wanted to talk to me, so.
Thanks for sharing that. Your friendship means a lot to us, Sharon. We just love you, and we just think you're a wonderful person, and we know that we've kept in touch with you pretty close, and we pray for you, and you pray for us,
Yes.
and it's a wonderful friendship. And we're going to go on a tour now of the olive mill, so tune in. I have one more story I'm going to share with everybody, and then we're going to tour the grounds and show you, and we'll probably go over today, and we apologize.
Yeah, we're going to go a little bit over.
And we know that after we're done here, Tom Roach has his show, which is really fun. We want you all to support that. He wants to have a place where you guys can hear the music, and so He's important in our
Yeah.
community here.
Yeah, Tom does a good job with that radio history discography.
Yeah, but Sharon, thank you so much.
Thanks, Sharon.
We'll call you later.
Thank you. Love you
We
guys.
love
You
you.
too.
Bye-bye.
You know, there's 2 more questions, or do you want to do?
I think we are running behind,
we're
and
behind.
There's more people over here,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're
We'll
it's up
save-
to
well,
you,
I'm
but
gonna
they're
save
getting
these.
kind of loud, and
Oh,
I
are
don't
they?
know
Yeah.
the people next to us.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing I just wanted to, and it's up to you. You decide.
This might be.
You decide. This is your
Well,
bus. You're driving the bus.
Well, let's see. Here's what. This is important. I think I wanted to say
Sure,
this.
yeah.
Donna Ostrander said, "Hi Jay, I have always wondered who arranged harmonies for the Osmond Brothers Quartet side by side, where the Osmond Brothers Quartet like sliding harmonies, so impressive. Thank you. It was Val Hicks. He was a great man. He was the one that did that, and those harmonies were what really was the purpose. I mean, that was what's so important to me.
And we found out Val Hicks was the one that arranged for you to go to Disneyland and meet the
That's
Dapper Dans.
right.
He actually tipped them off before you got there that you were
right.
coming.
That's right.
So anyway.
Yeah. And well, one last question from Jan Halverson. Why did the group bring you forward? Why didn't they bring you forward on the lead like Crazy Horses, which was your biggest hit? And I go,
I believe it was due to your voice plus those killer lyrics. You're so humble, you don't want to read that part.
I
They
don't
were
know.
having a major conversation. I was telling them a few times ago, I love getting the questions when it's me that downloads them of the ones that they're talking about. And they're all like joining in. And there was this long conversation, like, why didn't they bring you up more? Why didn't you do more leads?
I just never had the ego to do that. I didn't want to be out front. I was
Are
trained.
you saying it took ego to be out front? Or you know what I mean?
Well, that's a good question, because I don't know if it took ego. It's just that I was trained as one of 4. I was the lead singer at the beginning. Before One Bad Apple, did a leads, but the thing is,
we
I
were
never
watching all
didn't
those
matter
old
to
Andy
me.
videos and all that. But when you were a teenager, why didn't you
Step forward.
have more leads? Was it because you didn't step forward and fight for them? Like, what was it?
I don't know. I think Wayne, Merrill, Donnie, Allen, and myself, we all had that chance. Merrill, at that particular time, Rick Hall liked his tone of voice.
Yeah.
So Rick
Beautiful voice.
made the decision that Merrill should represent that. We all had a chance to sing, but Rick Hall, who was the producer at that time, made those decisions to have Merrill out front. So, and to me, it didn't matter. It just never felt it.
And you didn't push for
And
it.
I never pushed for it. And so, to me, and it still doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you though Jan for that sweet comment.
One thing, we're going to have to move in for our tour. We're going to take a tour, but I wanted to talk about something just for a second. That was so cute. Jay doesn't even know I'm going to do this.
Oh, here we go.
So during the lunch breaks, we have 3 lunch breaks at school, and there are all these, the boys are just starting their football team practices, and the team's starting up. They're going to have their games. It's almost football season here in high school, and I love high school football because I was a cheerleader for 6 years.
That's right.
And that's my favorite is high school football because they're not being paid $1 million or $4 million, $20 million. They're playing for the pride of their school. So these boys that are trying out for football or that are on the team, I guess, they go out during their lunch hour and they bring footballs and they throw the football. And Jay, you all know that he got to join BYU and he got to do their spring trainings and all that, and he couldn't join the full team because he was touring and he couldn't leave the brothers to go be on BYU football. But he enjoyed his time at spring training so much. He enjoyed the quarterback. He would warm up the receivers and everything. So Jay goes out there and he's like, nobody knows who Jay Osmond is with their age group. But I've noticed just in 2 weeks, all those kids know who Jay Osmond is. It's not because he's famous or his music or anything.
It's Mr. Osmond.
It's Mr. Osmond, and he has made them all feel so loved, and he notices them. And we're walking through the campus, and we're talking, and we get stopped. Mr. Osmond, hey, and they gotta give him the fist bump, and and he's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? And he's just made a friend out of everybody, and they just love him already. And it's only been 2 weeks. But one thing I caught him doing the other day, and I brought this picture just to remind everybody. There's Jay with the football.
Roman Gabriel sent that to me when he was the quarterback of the Rams. He heard that I was trying out for BYU football, so he sent me. He says, "Why don't you try out for the Rams instead?"
So anyway, so Jay's out there and he's throwing the football to him, and they're all taking turns receiving it, and they have no idea that he played with BYU at their spring training, and they have no idea that was his therapy, and between the drums and his football, that was his therapy to get through a lot of hard stuff. But
it was my therapy.
I just have to tell you, I'm so proud of you for just making a friend out of all those kids, and they just you know, Jay's had a couple of times where there's kids that don't have lunch, and or that they're going through hard things, and he says, "That's my office right there, and I want you come find me if you ever need anything, and I'm here for you. I don't want you to ever feel like you don't have anybody." And he is being so effective there, in my opinion.
You.
I just think you're...
Thank you, my cheerleader.
No, I think you're wonderful. So we're going to go on a tour inside, and we're hoping you can hear us.
Is this our water here?
Those are our waters.
Oh, good.
You want to toss them in there?
Toss them in here,
Yeah. Oh, I need my mask. Hold on.
Okay.
Got to get our mask. You've got yours.
Let's see, I've got mine. Yep.
Oh, I got your phone still on the light.
The light, okay. All right, so we're going to go on this
here's the
fun tour.
question of the day. Do you wear the mask with the blue out or the white out? No. I don't think it matters. I hope not. I always I'm such a girl. I'll say, what goes with my outfit better? Today I'm going to wear white.
She is. Oh, she has what they call fashion wars in the morning. She can't quite put this together.
No, you know why I have fashion wars? We call them fashion wars when I change 10 times. Because we've moved, and half my clothes are in Utah, so I'll go to get dressed and I'll put on half of an outfit, and I'll realize the other half is nowhere.
Or it's in a box somewhere.
And so I have to take that off and then try over.
I just laugh. I'm constantly laughing.
And I'm like, don't laugh at me today.
I got to be careful not when she's not in the morning. Boy, don't laugh. This is the funniest thing. It is so funny.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay,
we're gonna take this inside. Okay. We're gonna show you some of the things around here.
Yep.
Briefly outside, and then we'll go inside and show you all the olives and all of that.
All right, you'll love this. Okay,
all right,
here we go.
You want to bring our basket?
I'll bring the basket. Basket boy.
Basket. Okay. Basket case. We're both basket cases.
Okay. So, and then I think there's someone in there that'll answer questions for us.
Okay. And then,
Ready to start with this old. This is the original old press. The mill.
It's 200 years old. 200-year-old olive press. So this is the way they used to make the oil. They would press it in that big contraption.
Old stone mill.
Isn't that cool?
Okay.
We're gonna go over here to, there's a little sign. We're hoping our phone doesn't get too hot. We're gonna hurry. This is just a little courtyard. But this talks about if you all want to freeze this later.
Y'all? Did you say y'all?
You all.
I love
that. The main
grove
grove is located in the north end of the property. 800 olive trees in 1998, and now they have 7,000 trees. They harvest the olives using 2 harvesting methods. They actually have a big contraption here, a big tractor, and they do it by hand as well. And they're really known all over Arizona, but also in the U.S. They make really great
major
olive oils. So a lot of the 5-star restaurants in Phoenix use these olive oils in their cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the areas where you come here for lunch or whatever, or tours, where you eat. And we're going to go in that far door.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be going in here. Enter this way.
There's the garden that we just looked at a few minutes ago. Okay, now hopefully the phone will adjust here. Here's where you come in and you order your food if you're having lunch. Whoops.
This is olive
that didn't
oil.
Go well.
This is all olive oil right here. Look at this over here, babe.
Is that, sweetie? That might be wine.
No, that's oil. Come over here.
Okay.
Come over here. This is olive oil.
Wow, look at all these olive oils. Wow. See, what they do is they infuse the oils in. They infuse the flavors into the oil. So like here, you'll see lemon. You'll see roasted garlic. You have all of our flavors. They have different ways you can apply the oil. There's just dipping olive oil, bacon olive oil. Wow. You have recipe books.
Look at this. They've got everything kind of. They've even got habaneros oil. I mean,
Habanero.
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 Ghost pepper and prickly pear hot sauce olive oil. What is that? I mean, and the chili oil, vanilla bean, dark chocolate
goodness.
olive oil.
Now those are really interesting. You know, you've got these serious chocolate olive oil. Like, how many of you with that? Wait, we're so hot from being outside. We're sweating. Anyway, aren't those great? And then we have a whole nother row over here.
Yeah. Look at this one. Look at over here, babe. Rosemary.
Oh, I bet that one's good.
Crushed olive oil.
Well, you're going to have to get some olive oil before we leave. There's one.
Which we're going to have after this?
Now, Jace, you know that they have gelato.
I know. Look at this.
Look at that.
And we're going to get some of this. You love gelato like I love gelato.
Yes. Do you remember our friends from Washington that we met them at the gelato on the Coolies?
The Coolies,
We
yes.
met them eating gelato. Hello, Coolies.
Hi, Coolies.
We hope you're doing well. And you know who else I wanted to say hi to is Joanne and Arnold from Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
What nice people.
We have made so many wonderful
We just
friends.
love you all. But here's some more olive oils. Let's go look at this other row.
Yeah.
We also have some homemade pastas, some sauces down here. Look at that homemade pesto sauce. We've got some.
Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Oh, look at all this.
We've got some actual olives here that are flavored. See, so you have basil flavored olives and cod Italian. We have. These are so good too, you guys. You have to come here and try them sometime.
Look at this spicy olive oil. And then you've got oregano, feta, stuffed olives.
So they're stuffed. These are the
Blue
actual olives.
cheese, American stuffed olives.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh, there's so many. Mother would just absolutely love this place.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Spanish olive,
So these are
sweet red.
These are tempanades. So they're kind of like chopped up olives and they're flavored. So you put them like on a cracker. So these are all the tempanades that they have. Those look good.
And then flour meal. I mean, let's go ask the manager about a
Oh,
question.
you know what they have?
Oh, look at this.
They have Sarita's Chocolate.
Wow.
Okay, right now the Sarita Chocolate factory is closed down because of COVID, but
Yeah.
we want to take you there. It's amazing.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
local here in Scottsdale.
We'll take you there.
These
on
are
one
my
of these.
favorite right here. I love these.
We'll
These
take you there on
little
one of our
Sarita's
lockdowns.
chocolates. So when they open back up, we'll take you all over to this chocolate factory. Wow, we're gonna have like a Lucy and Ethel moment. I just know it.
Let's go
Now
ask the-
she told us that there was someone in here
Yeah.
that was gonna help us.
Let me go ask her.
You want to go ask her real
Yeah,
quick?
come this way. Let's ask her.
Okay, we have, here's the cashier if you want to buy like any clothing, gifts. There's some gifts over here. If-
Where's the person? Okay. Okay. Thank you. She's right over here. Hi.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
we have some gifts over here, some soaps, some lotions. They make out of olive oil that they press here. All of these lotions and soaps they make from the olive oil.
Well, let's go show them where the press is too.
Well, I think she's coming over to help
Oh,
us.
she's coming over? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just show them all these little. Look at those soaps. Aren't those cool? Up against the wall there.
Yeah, they make soap too. Olive oil soap. I mean, this is unbelievable what they do here.
Yeah. So here's some of the
There's
soaps.
face oil. I was just it's hard to believe all the things that they can make, and out of olive oil, out of olives. I mean, it's just mind blowing. Come over this way while she'll be coming up this way. Okay, now I'm gonna put my mask on. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Oh, look at these gift sets. Jay, we've got to get some of these.
I know. Isn't that something?
Wow.
Look, I want to show them the press.
Here's a coffee bar. They have a big machine that grinds it.
So inside there's that press right in there. That's where they press all that olives in there. It's amazing how they do all that.
That's where they make everything.
Isn't that cool?
They also have some pizza.
Yeah.
Can you show
Oh
the
yeah.
pizza oven.
Is this where they put make all the pizzas right here? Yeah. Oh, cool. Excellent. Look at that pizza oven. So, if you ever get down our way, be sure to come. Over here. It's fantastic. Let's go talk to the person over here.
Oh, look, Jay. They sell their herbs from their garden fresh,
Yeah.
and they also have some.
Dates.
Oh, there she is, Jay. Hi, how
Oh,
are you?
well, hi.
My name is Nina. Nice to meet you.
This is Nina.
This is Jay, and I'm Karen.
Hi, Jay. Hi,
This is-
Karen.
This is Nina. She's the historian, the guide. Would you kind of give us a little background?
Sure.
A little closer so that they can hear it. With the mask, it's hard to understand. Okay.
So our farm opened to the public in the year of 2005. It's owned by the family Rea, Mr. Rea, and his wife and 5 children. Brenda, Perry, and 5 children. They came in the late 90s from Detroit and from Michigan, from Detroit, Michigan, and from Ontario. And once they decided to plant our trees over here, they decided to do 2 configurations. We have the traditional style, which we can have 100 trees planted in 1 acre, and it's hand harvested. We also have our medium density, which then is mechanical harvested. We have about 12,000 trees. Our farm has about 100 acres. Out of these 100 acres, 34 acres are dedicated for the plantation and the harvesting and the extraction of extra virgin olive oil.
Wow, that is amazing.
We have 16 varieties. In Arizona, due to the very hot weather, we do not have any pests, so we are pesticide free. The olive fly is the only pest that can attack the trees, but because of the hot weather, they cannot withstand.
They can't. They're so hot, which is a blessing.
Yes, it's a
Because
blessing.
it's so hot. Oh, wow. Do you press all of the olives right here?
Yes, we press everything here. We have 2 different machines. We have one that it's called MX33, which can press 2.5 tons of olives in 1 hour,
Wow.
which will give to us between 70 to 90 gallons of extra virgin olive oil.
Wow.
It presses in only 1 hour.
Wow.
When we wash our olives, we reuse the water, we capture this water and we irrigate our trees. The pomace, which is the byproduct of the extraction of the extra virgin olive oil, we use to fertilize our trees and also to keep the dust down in our parking lot.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yes, and we also have 444 solar panels, which gives us 30% of the electricity that we use every year. So
That's great.
yeah, sustainable farming.
Is there anything else about your products that you have or that you
Well,
want to share with us?
Our products they are amazing. The owner, Perry Rea, is a master blender, and I always say in my classes, he is a master.
Wow.
All his blending are superb, delicious. I usually share with my visitors that I love the chocolate, and people get surprised. What? The chocolate extra virgin olive oil? It is extremely delicious
What
on
do you
your
use
ice
that with?
ice cream.
Really? What, ice cream?
Oh, your ice cream is gonna have, from regular ice cream, you're gonna end up having a gourmet ice cream.
Wow.
It
cool.
takes your ice cream to a different level. But if you're watching our diet, then you can use on oranges, diced oranges,
Yeah.
pancakes. You can bake with, make brownies, for example. We also have the vanilla. The vanilla I like a lot on the melons. Now it's melon season. And so all the other oils, the flavored ones, non-flavored, They are just amazing.
Wow.
Your food will taste different. Your food will taste gourmet due to the fact that you are using a very excellent product.
Right.
Oh.
Now, if our friends who don't live here locally would like to buy any of these products, do you have a website?
Yes, we do have a website that you can order, and it's above $50. It's free shipping.
Even international?
No, not international.
Okay.
Inside of United States.
Okay. Do you ship internationally if they pay
We
the shipping?
do, yeah, we do, but it's gonna cost more, of
Right,
course.
right, right.
But yes, we do ship
And what's your
internationally.
website? What's the website?
I don't know by heart, but we have flyers,
Okay.
and in the on the flyers you can have the address there.
All right. And it's called the Olive
Queen Creek
Queen Creek Olive Mill.
Mill.
Queen Creek Olive Mill.
He couldn't do that
I
one.
cannot.
We are the only farm in Arizona that extracts extra virgin olive oil. By the way, we only produce extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
No other oils are. We have production over here. Extra virgin olive oil is extracted from the best olives.
Okay.
The olives needs to be very perfect with the acidity very low.
Okay.
Well, as you can tell, you've got to come. That's all you just got to come to see
You
this.
have to come. This place is fun. This place has the best extra virgin olive oil, and you're gonna have very friendly people here to receive you too.
And their lunch is fantastic over here
Yeah.
with the pizzas.
And
Monica Pizza is the best.
And you can actually schedule a tour, so you can actually
Yes.
come here and they'll take you on a professional tour.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you, guys.
We
And
appreciate
Enjoy.
it.
we're going to close up right now, but we appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We just want you to know how much we love you. And by the way, I forgot to mention while we're in here, and people are way up from us here. Mike Kerb called me the other day.
Oh,
Mike Kerb, who was the one that really got us started
yeah,
in the
your
record.
first big producer that
He called and just to say, hi, how are you doing? Do you know what that meant to me? And so, I mean, Mike Kerb, forever, and he just calls up out of the blue. He says, I just felt like I should call you. I think we all need to do that. Think of someone in your mind that has meant a lot to you in your life. In the past, find out and just call him.
you just miss, or you want to say hello.
We just want to say hello. He just said, I just want to say hi. Do that to someone. You watch. Not only will it make their day, but it'll make yours.
And one thing I wanted to have you all do right now, if you want to, this is just a fun little game I was thinking of the other day. If you feel like you want to reach out and make some new friends in your area and have someone you could depend on, or even from far away, I want you to write down where you live right now. I want you to write your city.
Yeah.
And I want you to realize, and when you're reading through the comments later, I want you to maybe reach out to someone that's in your city that you haven't met yet and that you would love to make friends with. Because, I think when I first met Jay, I didn't really know a lot about the Osmonds, and I started getting to know you guys. I started going out during like their warm-up time and their when you guys were doing your prep and everything, and just talking to people. And one thing that Jay loves, and I began to really love, is it's about you guys and your friendships.
Yes.
It's about you being there for each other when you lost loved ones, and you being there for each other when, for the victories and for the hard times and the music.
And to be there for each other, that's so important.
So if you can just write down, if you want to, where you're from, and then later when people are going back over these notes, maybe reach out to those people and be their friends and support them. And as always, I want to go somewhere a little more private. We're getting a crowd
Some
here.
people are coming over.
As always,
Well, as always, as we always say, pray for each other and keep each other in mind, and especially if you have hard feelings towards someone, pray for them and watch what happens. It's a miracle. It's amazing.
we love you so
We
much.
love you.
We don't know what's next week. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll figure something
Who knows
fun.
what we're doing next Saturday? We
Thanks
have
for joining
a lot of
us.
fun ideas.
Thank you. You're a family to us, and we
And thank
appreciate
you for
that.
your notes of love and kindness and your prayers. We feel them.
We just love reading them. Thank you.
Okay, have a
Bye-bye.
good week.